My name is Philip Harrelson, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Barnabas study. And I'm doing some book reviews here, primarily of apostolic authors. And again, another very warm and positive shout out to Brother Tony Mancino, pastors up in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. And he does indeed like the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I don't know if I should have told you that or not. But anyways, I'll let that cat out of the bag. But the bigger cat to let out of the bag is to tell you how important that Brother Mancino has been to me, and a blessing to me personally, and also to my two sons. They're both lay ministers here in the church here in Dothan, and Brother Mancino has blessed both of them as well. He's given me probably 500 books over the last 5 years, and the books that he has given to me haven't been just shelf fillers. They are very some of them are extreme, with systematic theologies, pastoral theologies, books of sermons. I mean, just very, very good quality books that he's added to me. Now, one of the things about Brother Mancino is he has the ability to find apostolic authors that some of them I'd never even heard of, and that's the case with this book. This book is written by Brother Stanley Wachtstetter. I'm not sure that's the way I'm pronouncing it correctly or not, but it's called The Century of the Name. And this book, the foreword of this book, was written by Bishop Samuel Smith, General Chairman of the Apostolic World Christian Fellowship, and then Brother Mooney, Paul Mooney, at the time was pastor of Calvary Tabernacle and president of IBC, and he wrote a foreword as well. And Brother Wachtstetter apparently had some connection with Brother Muncie Walls, some books that I had recommended to you a little earlier about Jesus' name baptism, and a commentary on the book of Romans. But Brother Wachtstetter gets in to this matter of baptism in the name. And he gets into the matter of the subject of water baptism. He talks about the antecedents of pre-Pentecostal baptism, the universal roots of baptism, the general typology of baptism in the Old Testament, and that is a very important part about this book. Now again, this book is relatively short, a little over 170 pages or so. But what Brother Wachtstetter does is he gets into the part about the types of the Old Testament. And that's what I appreciate about this book, is about how that he takes the Old Testament types and he does it in a concise and brief way. You obviously could read this book and expand on it some as you teach or preach in your local assembly. But again, Brother Wachtstetter does a very good job with this matter of baptism. And then he even deals with the Great Commission in the Gospels. He talks about the Matthew passage in Matthew 28. And then he gets into the matter of where and what the apostles did in the book of Acts. And then he doesn't stop there. He moves into the epistles, and where the Pauline epistles, the matter of water baptism there, Romans 6 and 1, and then 1 Corinthians 1 and 11 through 17, 1 Corinthians 6 and 11, 1 Corinthians 10 and 1, 1 Corinthians 15 and 29, Galatians 3, and so forth. And Brother Wachtstetter does a very, very good job with this. I would also say that in the beginning of this book, The Century of the Name, he does get into some matters of what we would consider apostolic history, and goes back, makes reference to even Charles Parham. And here's what I would just like to say about Parham. I realize that if you get out and you start Googling around, you're going to find that there are some people that have tried to make him look bad, but as I have dug in, and especially have had help from Brother Bobby Kilman, the Dean of Theology at IBC, and then also Brother Steve Waldron, who's an adjunct professor there at IBC. Both of those men have kind of helped me to go back and look at Parham in a little bit different light. And it's looking at if they're going to try to mock the formula of baptism that the Apostolic Church uses, then obviously they're going to do everything they can to try to make them look bad. You find that with William Seymour as well, that there are people on YouTube that put out videos that would do their best to try to just delineate their character and make them look bad, somewhat of a mocking or scornful tone. And again, I would just say be careful of that, because again, you've heard that old adage before that the winners, that they are the ones, they're the victors write the history, and they're going to put their slant on it. But I think there's going to come a day where that we're all going to see that these men, even Michael Servetus, there's been some that would try to mock others of ancient champions of oneness and call them heresy, that they're involved in heresy, that we're heretics and all that very sort of thing. But again, I think it's important that we look and understand that it's books like this, even though they're hard to come by, that these books are written in a manner, in a way that gives us to say, okay, this is what the Bible has to say about the matter of water baptism, which again is a very important part of the Apostolic Church. So again, pardon that rabbit trail, but this book right here, the Century of the Name by Brother Stanley Wachtstetter, I would commend this volume to you, and I'll try to put the description put the link in the description below the video. So once again, thanks for stopping by, and the Lord bless you.